Rich Shea here, unboxing Tekhenu, Obelisk of the Sun, by Daniele Tascini, with David Turczi from Board&Dice Games. Another game that I was, shooting up in the rankings and people are excited about, and just sounded like the kind of thing I like. And here we go, inside the Obelisk. Well, it's a pretty fancy piece of plastic. So I guess some people will probably fill it in with colors. You can see on the base that it fits into a piece that rotates. It's a game with dice. The colors of the dice matter because in any given time, die can be available and not a good idea, or not available at all, depending on the rotation of a disc that goes underneath here. Okay. So there are lots of wooden bits, and I guess we can go through those, mostly in player colors. These are columns. You place them on spaces, and then there's scoring based on rows and columns of where these things are placed, plus bonuses when you place them. So there's a lot going on. You have, I believe these are the happiness markers, so your people can be happy, or, oh wait, no, wrong again. This is how many people you have. This one, I think, is how happy they are. Okay, so you have people and you want them to be happy. Markers, these are all in wood, of course, for keeping track of things. These are statues, one of the things that you build onto the board. More marker things to keep track of stuff. And buildings. You build buildings and they go on the board, and I'm sure we'll get there. There's a bag for drawing tokens out of. We'll get to those tokens soon. And these appear to be, yes, the player reference cards, dice affinity, because it's a little complicated. The dice color is associated with a resource type, which might have either it's good for you, it's bad for you, or you can't do it at all, depending on the color. We'll get to that. And the colors are sunny, shaded, and dark. Okay, so if that doesn't make sense, then it will in a bit. So on a turn, you're going to take a die. It's going to be a pure or tainted die, perform the god action associated with it, or you're going to make resources. Alternatively, you can spend 2 scribes to do something else. Then it explains what the god actions are, which are basically different things happen on the board, or you get to do things. Construct a building, get some cards, increase your happiness, make a building somewhere else, put up one of those pillars, build a statue. Okay, those are the actions you're going to take. Next, we'll pull out the rule book. There's the cover from the thing, and you can see there's more of the same artwork used a different way, with an overview, pictures, and most things, an off-white background, the components, resources, 1x, 5x, of papyrus, limestone, bread, and granite. Scribes, they're like special abilities. Gold, that's like a wild card. Faith, which modifies bad things happening. Scoring markers, they keep track of the rounds of the game, which are on this circle, because you go around more than once. So there's a scoring phase and then a last scoring phase. Horse bonus tiles, pillar tile, which when you build a pillar, determine both the cost and the bonus you get. And a bunch of dice that come out of a draw bag. Players track their resources, take their statues off their statues, okay, place the dice they use on here, and there's the player aid. So there's buildings, pillars, happiness, population, victory points, and mot, using the same markers, statues, and production markers that go over here to show how much resource you produce. Okay. Then there are cards. blessings, technology, decrees, starting cards, destiny cards, and then stuff for solo mode, and the quick gods reference. Each of the 6 sections around there will relate to a god. So setting up the game, where the players are going to have buildings and statues that they take off their board. Columns don't start on the board, and then the markers go out. So one of the important things is, as the obelisk rotates, different of the 6 sections are either light, sunny, shaded, or dark. Dark, and the dice will be in the sections, okay, randomly rolled, random colors out of the bag, and it gets a little more complicated because this determines which kinds of things are sunny, tainted, or forbidden, okay? But then that's not exactly how it's going to work. The dice are going to be moved based on their color and the section they're in on this chart when they're set up. And on your action, you take a die, but after you take a die, you're going to put it on your player board in the section that it's sunny or tainted. And at the end of the round, what you want to do is have the values on these sides balanced. You want to balance that. And the less balanced they are, the more trouble you're in. Okay? And it's not whether they're sunny, or it's not whether you would think in real life you want, of course, the good stuff to be better. But balance is the point in this game. The rules explain everything quite well with a lot of examples, because it's, except for where the dice go, the rest of it's not very fiddly. It's pretty straightforward. The rules go on for a long time. There's a long solo mode, credits, an appendix that explains how things work, and it's clear, and there's a nice quick reference on the back. But there's some fiddliness in the game, and that's fine by me. I mean, I like games to have stuff going on. Okay, and here's the cards. Where in Chinese it says it's the English deck. Okay, these are starting cards, and you actually use them. These ones that determine, I believe, turn order and a bonus you get. These are the, I think these are the actual starting cards. So you have an asymmetric start. There are some bonuses. I should pull the whoa, card thing open again, so you can see which kinds of cards are which. Yes, okay. Technology, they give you capabilities in the game. Blessings, I think they tend to be one-time benefits. No, they could be more than one. Okay. Decrees are basically victory point bonus things. And yes, the starting cards were the ones I was talking about before. Oh, in front of the destiny cards. And the starting power cards for asymmetric starts. Alright, so back to actually looking at stuff. Alright, there's a lot of cardboard. It's actually, it's very thick, so very heavy duty. That's nice. If you're going to have cardboard instead of wood, and you'd better, you can only imagine what it would be like. All wood. It's nice to have them be super chunky. So we have the player boards. You punch these out, so that's nice, so the little cubes don't spill out easily. Statues start here, buildings go there, costs underneath, costs underneath, okay? I think, and victory points on top. In this case, it's just whichever one is the last one you took, those are the points you get. I don't think they're cumulative. Resources, I think that's true for 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of those. They're all, different resources, the same. the pillar cards. When you build pillars, you basically use one of these that's going to be out, build columns. And you get a bonus and a cost. To do that, these are the scribe tokens. I think that's for the solo mode. These are action tiles for the solo mode. These are Horus bonus tiles, which you could get. And here's the thing that goes underneath. The obelisk goes in this, and then you rotate it, and I'll show you on the thing. And that's the cardboard. Now the board itself, it's good sized. We'll spread it out. I'm not sure we can get the whole thing in here. It's a 6-paneled board. And I can't get the whole thing. So you build columns here, and you build buildings around here. You earn bonuses over there. I think the column tiles come from there. There's a track that determines, basically from your balance at the end of the round, you can lose victory points for being unbalanced too much. And the unbalance can be either way. If you're positive or negative, you want to be in this like zone here. Okay. On the bottom here, various cards go out and come into play and get claimed that way. And then production buildings go over here. Alright. So those are the components. The way, let's just quickly show, since it's the exciting part of the game, how the obelisk works. It goes on the bottom here. Then this goes into here. And then the whole thing just rotates. So this section is light, tainted, unavailable. Okay, and you can see that each of the, in their proper positions, they correspond to 2 of the 6 spaces. 2 of the 6 in each of them are in a zone. And then the corresponding dice, however, can be different. The dice can be forbidden, tainted, or light. Okay, so those are the components. I'm looking forward to giving it a try. As I said, there's a lot of moving parts in this game. It's not exactly a worker placement game, but there is competition for spaces on the board here and there. And of course, the equation changes as it moves around. The way a game works is, so it looks like there are actually 8 turns, and the game itself is somewhat asymmetric that way. Because you don't go around, you go around the board one time and a little. Alright. So those are the components. I like the artwork. It's very colorful. It's kind of busy, but the symbology doesn't seem too hard to understand. You know, people, bread, gold, and I think that one might be happiness. That's a scribe. Those are victory points. And there you go. So I'm looking forward to giving it a whirl as soon as I can. Thanks for watching the unboxing. Sorry about flipping the cards all over the table there. It's a different choice of color sets for the wooden parts, very pastel-y. Although you may have seen in your textbooks when you're growing up the pictures of how we found Egyptian stuff, but the reality is they painted things in pretty bright colors that just washed out. So, thanks for watching again, and enjoy playing.